How's the fight?
I feel pretty good. Every fight that we do, we kind of evolve a little bit. At least that's the goal. Um, in my eyes, even if I have a fight that I lose, as long as I learn something from it and can actually adapt my game and improve on that, it's not really a loss because you have to keep evolving, or else W's are not gonna come.
Right.
So,
The win or learn situation.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah. What do you think you did differently this camp that led to the win as opposed to the last camp?
Well, the last camp that I had, my fight for October, was the first fight that I had in about a year. So not to say that it was ring rust or anything like that, but me personally, I tend to not do that great with that big of a layoff. So the fact that I went in there and in October went to a decision, it wasn't a horrible display. We did go to decision, but just the fact of getting back in there and kind of getting my mind right, so to speak, and try to learn from that. So as far as what I did different, a little bit more kick swiping. In my fight in October, I was even though I blocked a lot of the kicks because he was kick heavy, they weren't swipes. I was absorbing them. So kick swiping is something that we definitely worked on. Since October, Jeff knew that was something we needed to work on. We did. So that helped, and I think just bringing the pace down a little bit, purposely being strategic and intelligent about not going out there and trying to go 100% on every punch, every move. So purposely kind of the game plan basically is what it was. Had a good game plan. We always have a game plan going in, but how well we stick to it, is a different story.
Everybody's got a game plan so you can punch in the face.
Yeah. So sticking to the game plan, this time as far as the fight itself, purposely going in there and try to take it down a notch. Jeff had told me before the fight, hey, if you lose the first round, it's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as we get the second and third. So, I was actually able to stick to that. About halfway through the first round, I realized I was kind of trying to stick to his pace for a minute, and I caught myself. I was like, all right, take it down a notch.
Yeah, you're really taking it to him that first round too. And you see you pull your foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I want to keep it competitive, not make it totally, his round 100%. But at the same time, I was like, hey, take it down a notch because it takes me a minute to warm up, so I'm usually better in the later rounds. But it just purposely and strategically, just taking my foot off the gas that first round and make sure that I don't gas myself and let him gas out was, a big part of the fight win.
All right.
So.
Nice, man.
So, what are your plans now? Like after this fight, you got any fights lined up?
Jeff is working on trying to get Bradley Brakefield for January. So he hasn't got a confirmation yet, but he wants to see that fight. I assume for VFC. So I guess the way VFC works is they don't put out a date until they have their previous. For example, when they do December's, then they're going to put out the exact date for January.
Yeah, they do a lot of cards.
So that's the goal, and just working on trying to get a confirmation. But that's kind of tentatively, that's what he said. So. So like Ben, I like to get in the groove, and once we've had a couple fights, even though, dieting and keeping our weight down sucks because we love to eat, at the same time for fight purposes, it is nice to keep that momentum going. It just, fight after fight, it makes the weight cut a lot easier.
Right.
It's like building momentum.
Yeah, for sure.
Not letting yourself slack, you don't give yourself that break to
not too much,
Right.
Yes, having December off is nice. Be able to eat a little bit during the holidays, but trying not to put too much on, is be difficult. But
Right.
we wouldn't be fighting if we didn't have discipline. So it's just you got to have that balance, discipline. But occasionally it's like, all right, I know that I'm gonna have to run an extra 5 miles.
Burn this off.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at right now, trying to get ahead of Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the plan for right now, is one in January. As far as after that, I don't know what Jeff's got lined up, but I'm okay, even if it was, one fight a month or every other month. While I'm healthy, I'm good with, something of that pace. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Nice, man.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said you're willing to fight every month. Does that mean you got like plans to go pro, or you just want to keep doing this amateur?
Yeah, I've never really had a plan to go pro myself. I'm older than the average dude that goes in there and kickboxes. So really, this is something that keeps me in shape. I enjoy doing it because it keeps me in shape. I enjoy the camaraderie of you guys and everybody else that's on the team. So I have no intention to go pro, and I will not, just because this is something I do as a hobby. Don't get me wrong, my heart's in it. My training's in it just as much as I think anybody that would want to go pro. It's just not in my plans. I'm about to be 43 here in about 2 more weeks or so, and my body's not as young as it used to be. So, not saying it couldn't happen, but me working full time now and just got too many other things going on that I enjoy to fight, but no plans.
Just having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, how do you feel? So I noticed your past couple fights, you're getting matched up with a lot of younger guys. How do you feel about that? Is it?
I'm used to it. I've been, my first fight ever, was a boxing match that I took. If I wasn't 40 yet, it was probably pretty close to it. I don't remember if I had turned 40. It was the year of that. 39, I guess. All right, is where I was at. So a little bit before I was 40. But that's just the name of the game. This is a young man's sport. Most of the people competing, on average, I'm just gonna say, are probably like 24.
Gotcha.
So does it bother me? No. I already know going in that 9 times out of 10, hell, 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna be the older guy.
Right.
Yeah, you're
know,
still
going in
outworking
there.
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Been on the
yeah,
youngins for a while
that's
now.
that's the thing, is as long as I can stay competitive. If there's a point where I'm beginning a losing streak and I can't figure out how to fix it, I can't evolve in the game, or I can't be the guy that's in better shape, then I would be like, hey, I'm done, but that time hasn't come yet.
Right.
As long as I'm still able to continue a winning record and still hang with these guys that are in their early 20s, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, you're only getting sharper, man.
I try. That's the goal. That's the goal here. Because if we don't get better, then people training elsewhere are going to get better. And,
Right.
hey, we're not gonna see them wins.
Just seeing your growth going through this camp, your footwork has gone way up.
Yeah, I've been with Jeff now for, I guess it'll be coming up in the spring, like 4 years. And as you guys know, Jeff's an amazing coach. And he
Absolutely.
preaches footwork. He's got a lot of tools, that he can teach us. And there's some things we pick up on quickly, and there's some things we don't.
Yeah, just run your head against a wall.
Right.
Yeah.
So footwork is something that the clinch is something I've been decent at. Footwork is something I've been decent at. My jab sometimes, sometimes not. But yeah, I appreciate the compliment. But footwork is something that I've always tried to be good at, because it's a foundation for,
yeah.
for what we do.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You said you mentioned do a lot of clinch work. It seemed like that was the story of your last fight. Just
Yeah,
clinching heavy
this
after the
last
second
one it
round.
was. I've had success in doing so. And oddly, it's like that's not even really the goal for me per se. If we get in close, if we get in range, we're always going to do it, because that's kind of what our gym does. We're heavy on clinch, but at the same time, it's like sometimes I just want to sit here and just display, my hands,
Work out that
and not
dance.
even get into the clinch. But sometimes it just depends on the guy, because when I know that the guy's faster than me, or a lot taller than me, it's kind of a fail-safe, I guess, so to speak.
Oh yeah, I can definitely feel you on the height thing. Somebody's taller, he's like, come down here to my level real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that close range, if you're not going to clinch, he's going to clinch up on you and get a head start.
Yeah, so sometimes, it's not necessarily being afraid, but being worried, that I'm going to get caught, on the outside. Because even though I might fight somebody my height, usually their legs are a little bit longer. I've got short legs, so trying to avoid kicks, avoid punches that are coming in fast. because most of us are pressure fighters. We're going to be in there close. The clinch is there just because it's kind of, what we do in that range. So, but yeah, the clinch has always been something that, I've liked and done decent at. Still room for improvement. More volume. Like this time here, I did have a few good, decent knees that I know took some gas out of my opponent. But at the same time, there could have been more. There could have been more work in the clinch at the same time. But part of it was probably, gassing a little bit towards the third round. Not that I was exhausted, but you start getting,
You had to chase him down pretty good. He didn't want to stay right there in front of you anymore after that first round.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of chasing.
Yeah, it's a good thing we did all those sprints. Yeah, run one side to the other.
Yeah, and my jab not being as snappy, reaching is something that Jeff mentioned, but I think him moving backwards so much may have had part in that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you guys constantly moving backwards, I think that might be why the jab was reaching a lot for him, because he was moving backwards a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But.
You want to go ahead and get into it? This guy really starts to scratch, right?
Yeah.
New venue looks awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent venue.
Yeah, the walkout looked pretty cool.
It was, for sure. I mean, the room size seemed like it was pretty good for the amount of people they had.
We're talking with Jeff and Ben. It sounds like Stand Up Warriors getting ran by Bill Hoffman now.
Yeah, well, I don't remember who was running it before.
It wasn't Klein. Oh, man, I just had his name. It just slipped my mind.
But Chris has always been part of it, I know. I think he's doing
like,
a lot of the matchmaking and a lot of the, running the promotion.
His opponent fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome Schneider.
Yeah, that tunnel's dope.
That's where our boys are going to be walking through. Coming to the ring. Boom.
Yeah, I guess it's just the shape of the tunnel, not being a regular hallway. The shape and the lights just made it. It's like those two things made it awesome.
Oh, yeah. I love that part, walking out, hearing your music.
It's funny how the walkout is so important to, your like psyche, to get you pumped up.
Put you in the right mindset before going into it.
Absolutely. I couldn't. The guys that are going out to all these funny songs, and I don't think I could do that. I gotta get
Yeah.
hyped. Matter of fact, my last fight, I'm over there trying to hype myself up and start smacking myself in the face. Jeff's like, "Dang, calm down."
Yeah, knock yourself out before you walk out there.
Yeah, something Jeff talks about, is people are different, how they get pumped up different, and fight differently. But, I'd take his word for it, because he sees us do it. But he's like, with you, we gotta keep you calm and not get you pumped up and get you pissed off beforehand, because then I lose my mind, and just staying more calm. I fight calm and fight intelligent. So I've always just tried to stay cool and keep a game plan in mind.
I know it's from competing in jiu-jitsu so much before we started doing kickboxing and everything, but I just feel like I have to get a really good warm-up and sweat going before I go out. I'm pretty sure Jeff's hit me harder before my walkouts than most of my matches so far. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, bouts are under the rules and regulations of the Indiana Kickboxing Association. Timekeeper tonight is Kim Smullen, and our ringside medical personnel is Christine Coleman. Inspectors this evening, Donovan Ingram and Preston Miller. Our production
He's been in the back. Didn't notice that before.
Yeah.
today is T.Y.
The fan club.
That part where you're running in for shots and you look like a penguin hopping around in
Yeah.
the back of the cage. That's hilarious.
I wish they would have got just McGregor walk. I'm telling you, man, he was so exaggerated. He was slinging them arms, but he was
Oh,
funny.
he knew what was about to happen.
Which fight was that?
After Sean, so like if you watch me in the background, I'm like hopping because obviously I just had surgery that minute. And then like as soon as we get around the corner, Jeff comes like steps down and he starts doing the McGregor walk, like like it was funny. I like even in me being hype and stoked for Sean, I like stopped and was like, bro, like come on. It was funny though.
It always amazes me. Like I know how great a coach Jeff is, but he is almost like a psychic.
Oh.
Like verbatim telling me what's gonna happen in the matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can call it for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's like as long as we stick to the game plan.
He was,
set.
yeah, he was real adamant on letting me know. He's like, I told you it was the ACL. I told you it was the ACL. I was like, Jeff, I know you were right. I didn't want you to be right.
Yeah. He's hoping for the best.
That's right.
The harder they'll kick, the harder they'll hit. So let me hear you pull away. Come on.
All right, we're about to get underway with our first bout tonight. First of 20 on tonight's fight card.
Yeah, I like being the first fight of the night. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking, but it's nice to get it out of the way and be able to relax a little bit for the rest of the night.
I think too, you also have the advantage of knowing exactly when you're gonna be going out, versus you're trying to kind of play off
Yeah,
what happened with the match before you.
Right, when fights happen quick, it's like, oh shit, you're not there quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my last fight, I didn't really get much of a warm-up because the first two fights in front of me ended pretty quick. And they were like, hey, you're up. I was like, what?
Some wild exchanges here to start things. Both fighters keeping their hands nice
That's
and
straight,
high,
man.
blocking most of what's being thrown.
Could you tell a difference in the ring size from going from VFC to stand-up warrior?
Oh yeah,
Right now,
for sure. This one's a little bit more room to work around.
Mm-hmm.
man Johnson there.
And I'm okay with either one. You know, we don't need much room to do what we do.
Little low blow. Shook it up quick. Ready to go.
Just keep putting him right back.
Seems like right here is when you kind of realize, like, you need to let out the gas pedal a little bit. And
Yeah,
I'll lean right down into that head kick.
and he was kick heavy for sure in the first round.
Every time he takes one of those straights from me, I can almost feel it.
my jaw's tingling seeing the overhand right, so he keeps hitting it.
Yeah.
A lot of them were. I mean, there were some overhands, but some were just a straight two.
Getting overwhelmed by the speed and press at the moment. That's the end of round one here.
Yeah, definitely like the last minute. It's probably when I toned it down, or so. The first couple minutes, I guess it's only a 2-minute fight, so I guess about halfway point,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was like, hey, slow it down.
Yeah, pull it back a little bit.
Paul needs to engage a little more if he's going to get back into this fight. Right now, he's just being overwhelmed by the speed.
You know, ways to say when. We've got adult beverages available. All kinds of tasty snacks and concessions for you to.
It's funny hearing him say that because I purposely let off the gas, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, they're not seeing it that way.
I haven't been impressed with any commentator from the past few shows.
Good deal. Good deal.
That'd be a dope job, though. We need to figure out how to get into doing
Oh,
that.
100%.
Yeah.
But then I'll be the guy that somebody else is.
Yeah. You're saying their name wrongs or
Right.
something.
Yeah, definitely not taking anything from it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Being put on the spot like that, you kind of.
See if Paul can make the adjustments to the speed of Chris here. There we go.
I think once he felt my strength and realized I was probably stronger than he thought I was going to be, it kind of slowed him down a little bit too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was about to say that. It looked like you caught him with a right there. You kind of seen it in his face. He was like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, this exchange here just changed the sway of the fight.
Yeah. You can just tell it just zap that just all this clinch work right here is just draining him.
You did a good job of staying active too in the clinch.
Mm-hmm.
Not letting it get broke.
Getting a lot more work in it this second round.
Yeah, some of their little just short knees too. You know, not everyone was a big knee. There was a few small ones in there, which is something I need to do more of. Whether it's to the thigh, no matter where it lands, just staying busy.
Mm-hmm. But the only way it seems like he's getting out is actually ducking down, getting out of it.
Really want to break out of this clinch and work the distance
No,
again.
that's not necessarily what you want to do to get out of there.
There he goes. There he
Especially with somebody with, being so much smaller, shorter than you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's keeping his hands down.
Now, what happened there? I was going to ask you.
He kind of put his head down and just drove it into my chest. Is pretty much what happened in that particular exchange. I was like, okay.
I thought it meant you just tripped over each other's legs or something.
Not a lot behind him right now. The change is really showing.
So yeah, he just basically pushed me down with his head, kind of spearheaded his head into my chest. So
It's about the only place he was safe for a second not to get hit. Yeah, for sure you're wrong.
Behind the lead blue or red corner.
Yeah, he's in the corner gasping for air.
Very good chance.
I love that recharge when you come off a round, you know it's yours too. It's like you're just gonna go even stronger into the next one.
yeah.
Triple crown.
And here I kind of knew, I asked Jeff, I'm like, it's 1-1, right? Because I knew I lost the first round.
I feel like you still got the first round, man.
Yeah, I felt like it was pretty close.
Yeah.
The commentators were saying it went to the other corner, but it was pretty close.
I mean, he was more active, landed more kicks, even though they weren't damaging. He touched me more than I probably touched him in the first round. So I kind of mentally, I was like, all right, it's 1-1, so it's time to go. I have to get this third round.
Mm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the third final round of this battle, a round of applause for both fighters in the cage. Let's hear it for Paul.
As much as I love to finish a fight, I mean, generally, most of mine end up going a decision.
Here's your third and final round.
Win the round, win the fight.
It's crazy how long 2 minutes can feel when you're in that cage.
Yeah.
So everything just slows down.
Paul really wants to stay in that clinch. He wants to stay nice and tight. Chris just the opposite. Wants to stay at range, use his reach, work them kicks in there just like he's doing now. Nice little body kick. But again, at this point in the fight,
Chasing.
Oh, yeah. One side to the other.
behind these punches right now.
Nice
That was a
knee.
nice thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nice turn. Somebody down. Oh, there's a nice right.
That's straight.
Yeah, that was one of the more significant punches of the fight.
Don't you love that when you hit that one and you're so in the zone, you can just see it smash your face.
It snaps right.
Iron as always.
It's like I left my one like on his face and then hit him with that two.
And it's blinding him.
That's a nice body shot.
look coming into it.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
nice.
that was a really nice one.
Little knee to the thigh. One to the liver.
Nice.
So, did you feel you won the fight after that round, or did you?
Yeah, I did. The fact that, you know, he was running a lot of the last couple rounds, I felt for sure that I had it there. I mean, still, you never know. I mean, like, when I'm sitting there, refs holding your hand, wondering whose hand's going to be raised, you still kind of like, you know, I hope I did enough, and I felt like I did.
You can tell by the way he's gasping that he did not like anything that happened in that round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell. I don't remember if it was the second or third round, but, you know, his nose was bloody and just him running so much. Yeah, for sure. You could tell he was overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah. You negating all of his outside work by staying in close like that.
Yeah, that's really discouraging when, like, you know what you're in there to do, and no matter, and you've trained that entire time to do that thing, and your opponent's just not letting you do it. It's like,
and he just couldn't
we're gonna
open
turn
the
now.
space back up without just giving up so much room in the cage, but getting his back to the wall again.
The ref's a pretty good ref, too. Myron, I think's his name. But he refed the last time we fought for stand-up, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he did all three of yours for stand-up.
Yeah, for both of them, for stand-up warrior.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know he refed that one night that we fought together, but I wasn't sure if he did your first one with them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's pretty good.
Yeah, that was an awesome match, man.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Oh, yeah.
Still competitive.
Mm-hmm.
good way to start the momentum for everybody in the night, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we all had to take a little break because of COVID, but, like, Triple Crown came out grinding hard once we found some places to go.
Yeah.
Some shows between stand-up warrior and VFC.
Yeah, they said it was from Butler, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of Butler, Kentucky, but
I feel like it doesn't matter where we go. They're never going to get where we're from, right?
Yeah. Where were
It was
we?
Falmouth, Kentucky.
Falmouth.
Yeah.
my crazy hair.
Yeah.
It's like standing straight up.
That doesn't have anything at all. It looked like a superhero. Got the whole.
I got rooster.
Not even a mark on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, that was awesome work, man.
Appreciate it.
It's so exciting getting to watch your teammates go in and do their thing, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like, me and him were on our way back from Fuji and watching your match on my phone, like screaming in the car, or at least just trying to drive and like
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're thinking February, depending on what VFC or stand-up warrior cards look like?
January is what Jeff is trying for. So
Gotcha.
I guess just depends on what kind of room they have, in the card. I haven't messaged, Tim myself at all. Just kind of letting Jeff handle it.
everything.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if they have room for me in January, then that's what he's aiming for. I'm good with that. So
Nice, man. That'd be exciting to see you
We'll
back
see.
in there again.
For
yeah,
sure.
keep the momentum going.
Oh yeah.
So,
Good dude.
Nice, man. Thanks for sitting down and doing this with us, man.
I appreciate you guys very much.
Oh yeah.
Good time. Sure. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Dope.